show how to create schedules in Revit MEP. So in this one, I'm going to use a cable tray schedule. So as you can see, we have our cable trays in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to list of quantities. I do have one made here already, but we're going to make a new one. So we have it. I'll just show you maybe first what it'll look like. So it'll just give you a quantity of it. You can put in all these things, so I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, so I suppose the first thing to do is like a due diligence check. So maybe if you open up a 3D view, default even, turn off the section box, just make it wireframe for a second just so it loads quicker. And then in here, hit VV and just turn off pretty much everything except electrical. So we just start like this, hit all and untick apply. So now we have only the electrical. Okay, so now we can kind of see, if you zoom out, you can just get an idea that, okay, you can see it's just 2 floors, it's cable trays. Now what I can't see is the brackets. I just noticed there's brackets in here as well, so we're going to add them. And I've deliberately left some sections here without a color, which I'll explain that now in a minute. But we want to just make sure our brackets come in. So I just want to hit VV, and we have 2 different types of brackets in this project, just to make it a little bit unique. So we have to turn on our specialty equipment and our generic mods. So now our brackets are in. So as you can see, we have our 2-tiered brackets and we have our single-tiered brackets in. Okay. So the reason for this due diligence is just to get an idea of the containment in the project. Make sure that there's no containment sitting over here that's not relevant to the building or whatever. So you don't want to be picking up extra or additional containment. Okay, so this is just for our cable trays and our cable tray fittings, because we have a lot of bends in this project here. We're in or out, we're in or out, we're up and we're down. So there's all these ins and outs here. So there's a lot of bends. Okay. So we right click on our schedules and quantities and we say new. Okay. We pick our category. So actually here we're going to pick electrical, turn everything else off. And we're going to go to our cable trays. Okay, cable tray schedule 2. Okay, we call this one cable tray schedule YouTube. Okay. Okay, so now our schedule comes up. What do we want in it? You can do everything. So you can just select the top one, select the bottom one, bring them all in this way. If you want, you can move them up in order. So if you want the type mark to be higher, or this one here to be down, you can do that. Now we're not going to bring everything in because there's literally no point. But you do want certain things. So you're going to want the family. Okay, I usually bring in family, and type, right? So we just bring in those 2 first. Okay, we're going to want manufacturer. Okay, you might want the size, right? You probably will want the size. You might want the level. You'll definitely want the service type because that's what has it in different colors. So let's say if we take level as well, right? Do we have? Oh, we can't actually do levels for cable trays. That's great. Oh yeah, because we've up and downs. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So do you want anything else? I'm just looking here. Do we want any other thing? You could bring in cost if you want, count. Okay, just for now, we'll leave it at that and we'll see. Right, I'm going to bring up the service type though. Manufacturing size. Maybe up below. Okay, something like this. Okay. So now what we have is we have our family and type, the service type, size, manufacturers, right? Now, if we want to add something in, let's say we want to add in a count. You go to fields here, and we just bring in count, okay? And again, we can up and down this. So you can edit this as you want. So you got, the amount of them. Okay, and if you decide you don't want something like count, you just bring it back in like this. Okay, lovely. If you want to add something, like say the manufacturer, right? And it's the same manufacturer for everything. You just have to go to sorting and grouping, untick this, itemize all instances, and that'll bring it like this. So then you can just say YT for YouTube. Okay. Then we just go back in. We go to sorting and grouping. We tick this box again to itemize every instance, and we hit OK. Now we've changed YouTube to all of them. Okay, so that's very easy if you have the same manufacturer and you just want to bring it all in. Now, these guys here, they have no service type, so we don't know if it's fire alarm tray, low voltage, or ICT. How do we change that? Right, for this one, what you're better off doing is doing a WT. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to type there. Let's say if we close our brackets, close our work in progress section, I think we can just leave the 3D view open actually. See, it'll pick it up here. So when you're selecting pieces, it'll actually select them there, and you'll say, okay, right, that's actually fire alarm, and it'll change red here. So this is why it's really handy. Just if the due diligence is not done, see, or you can select it here, come in here. But it's better just to be honest, if it was just a few like this, I would just run through it. But we can see it is actually fire alarm, so you can just grab it here, service type here, and just go down and type fire alarm. Okay, and we just check here, and you'll see that this will all populate as we go. So I'm going to just grab that, hold control, and grab the rest of them. Okay, I think that's them all. Yeah, okay, that's them all. Okay, beautiful. So now we have added our service type in. So that's just your kind of due diligence checks. Okay. So what's good about this schedule? So far, we know, okay, we know a lot, but we don't for example, have our lengths in. So we go, okay, let's put our lengths in and we see, because we got to have a distance. We got to know what these lengths are coming up and down. We got to know in here. Yeah, so that's very easy. So we got to go back. Okay, go to our fields and just have a look for L, right? And we go to length. Now bring that in. Hit OK. So now we know what length we have. So now if I just close that one out for a second, you could see that the schedule, you can just add up all your lengths, your 300s. Actually, all the cable trays in here are 300, but you can just take your lengths, add them all up, and that's how much cable tray you need to buy. Really, really easy. Okay, next thing, we'll do the same thing, but we'll do it for beds. Okay, so this is our cable tray, right? We'll do the same thing again. New schedule quantities. We're going to be in electrical, but we're going to have to do it for our fittings. So we'll just call this one is for YouTube. Okay, so then we'll have that same idea. Hit OK. Okay, same idea again. What do we want? Well, we put our count in maybe, will we? Well, there's no point putting counts because it'll just go 1, 2, 3. But if you want to put it in, you can. So we start with family, family and type. We can just do pretty much the same idea here, right? We need service type. We might as well take size, manufacturer, which is going to be the same, and we'll take level this time instead of length. Okay. So now we just stretch this out here. And to be honest, the last time I was doing an example, I just had CDFE as the example, just for 4 letters. So we need to change that again. So in changing our manufacturer, so we just go to our, you can obviously do it here. I always just go fields and then go across to sorting and grouping. Yeah, untick itemize for every instance. We hit manufacturer and we just hit YT. Hit OK. Yes. And then you can just go here, here. So you can do it either way. I usually just go here and tab across, but whichever way suits you. And that's it. That's our schedule and quantities there. For this one, you just add up the quantities of them. So each one would be you'll have your bends, so you'll have your horizontal bend, horizontal bend, horizontal. So you just add them all up, and of course you use your sizes here. You don't really need the family and type. The family, so you could arrange this maybe. Let's say we don't need this one. You want probably the size up a bit. Maybe the level, yeah, something like that. So you've got your levels. You have your bends here. If you need to, like, you can make it nicer in here, thin lines, thick lines, or whatever. You just mess around with this yourself, see what one works for you. Your sorting and grouping, if you want to sort by say family, so we want the same size all together, we can have ascending, descending. We hit OK. So then you've got all your horizontal bends here. Then you've got your horizontal T's. You got your reducer here. Then you have your vertical inside bend, your vertical outside bend. Very easy. Well, I hope that helps. Please do me a favor, drop me a like and sub if this has helped you. If you need to say anything else, please leave me a comment. Take care and good luck.